This week on the Beyond Worlds podcast, we're back to the book club reviewing Stormfront. That's what it's called because of the boys.
Because of the boys. Yeah, Stormfront by Jim Butcher.
Him.
Really excited about talking about this one. So let's get to it. Come and join us.
In another world. Welcome back to the Beyond Worlds podcast book club edition. I don't know, trying something new. Who knows? But yeah, welcome back. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I am good. I feel like we've been eating good with these books.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice having read a load that neither of us have read.
Yeah,
like I do. I really love introducing you to the books that I love. And we're going to do more of that going forward. As I said, just I'm very excited about doing this. But yeah, it's been awesome, and different types of books. We haven't done a couple like the two we've just done. I feel like they were a good complement to each other. I think because the Watson and Holmesy style of the other one and this one, well, what we're talking about, Stormfront, was different sort of crime book, which was cool.
It really was cool. I think you're going to get that from us right from the start. That we both enjoyed this book.
We liked it.
This time we have sort of talked a little bit off cast on stream, but yeah, we've talked a little bit about the book just because I couldn't believe how quick I read it. I mean, just right up front. This
is one of the first. Well, I think you have finished a couple before me, but this was the first one that it blew my mind that you'd finished it before me, because I was on page 4. No, I was on page 7, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I finished already." I was like, "What?" Okay,
yeah, it didn't take me long at all. It's such easy reading, such comfort food reading.
Yeah, for sure.
Like every chapter sort of leaves you on some sort of a cliffhanger, or if it's not a cliffhanger, really obviously it's something that's like you're about to move to the next area, the next step. You're going to find out more, and you know you're going to get it. It's not leading you down a dark path of nothing. You do get little bits fed to you each minute. And I do want to ask you with this one. So with the last book, you were like, "Oh, worked it out, figured it out really quickly." How did you go with this one?
So I feel like I unconsciously had figured it out, because in my mind I was like, you don't have a side story like that. So when the wife came in, I was like, well, there's something to that. This coming in, it had to be a plot device, so it's going to be related somehow. And then a bit I figured it out before Harry did.
Yeah, well, I figured it out pretty much instantly with this one. It was just like you said.
It wasn't instant, but I knew something wasn't up just from a literary standpoint, But
I get I was very curious to begin with, and it was when he went to the apartment place. That's when I was like, yeah, this is clearly what's been going on.
The lake house.
Yeah, the lake house.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, yeah, something more is going on here. And then as you're introduced to other sort of characters, I could see where this one was going pretty early. But that wasn't a negative, because I didn't, as we've said, as you really eloquently put in the last one, it doesn't matter if you figured out who's done it. It's why they've done it that's the interesting part, because that and finding out that's good.
That's
fun.
The crime. Right? You got to find out the motive. You can figure out who it is, but you got to figure out a motive, because otherwise it might not be them. So if you're even if you're dead on 100% sure, until it's confirmed, it's not them.
Yeah, you're right.
So
absolutely, the mystery remains. Tell us a bit about the story of this one. Not to put you on the spot at all, but put you
So,
on the spot.
so we follow private investigator Harry Dresden, who is a wizard, like full on. He's it, but it's not like Harry Potter wizards in this universe. It's set in our world. The boundaries between our world and the Never Never, there's a boundary there, but things from there can cross over. So you got like your vampires, ghouls, and demons were in this. But magic is very different. It's kind of complex, and it's not about what you say; it's about what you will, and using your emotions. But you kind of gotta know the maths behind it a little
Yeah, but
bit.
not as far as like Full Metal Alchemist.
No, no, but I mean, this is from the show and like the opening of the first episode where Bob is writing out a
Mm.
thingamabobby, and then also like during the book making the
Yeah,
potions, Harry's like, it would have taken me ages to figure that out on my own how you could do it. Oh no, that was the murder, but the potions, he was like, it would have taken me hours to do,
but
but
the murder
he
as well.
knows, yeah,
He had to look into the dark magic to see if it was possible and figure it
yeah.
out. And just researching that could have gotten him in trouble. So sorry to
Mm.
sort of jump in on your, but please carry
Yeah. And so Harry at this point in the narrative, well, in the narrative, he's actually like got an established backstory. Obviously, he's not like fresh to being a wizard and an investigator. He's got a whole story going on. Um, but yeah, he's called by the police department, who he has a weird relationship with, because they're like, "All right, spooky shit happened. We need a spooky guy." And Harry's their spooky guy.
on. Call in
Um,
Harry.
yeah, and yeah, so there's been a crazy double murder which there's no explanation for in the realms of physics and the laws of man. So they turn to Harry Dresden to figure it out, and he's like, "Holy shit, what the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Yeah, there ain't nothing that does that." Um, because these two people have been like had their hearts ripped out,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
Through
from
their
their
chest.
chests. Yeah, he's like, I don't know much that does that. Oh yeah, the one person doesn't have the power to do that. Because Harry's very as later on you find he's been in touch with magic for quite a long time. He had a weird upbringing with his uncle because he's an orphan. I think mum died in childbirth and dad died in his sleep. But
Yeah.
there's probably something a bit more to that.
Oh, you'd imagine, wouldn't you?
Because Uncle was a creepy fuck, taught him loads of dark magic, um, and Harry had to kill him
Yeah.
in self-defense because killing another wizard with magic is one of the against the laws of magic. Because there's a whole magic council of old dudes with like a crazy executioner guy called Morgan who are like, nah, well, yeah, okay, maybe you killed him in self-defense, but we're not sure. So basically, you got the what was it? The Doom of Damocles is
Yeah. The
called is
shadow
a
hanging over him.
no, the shadow something
Oh,
else.
is that something else?
Yeah, the shadow.
Ah,
It does
I thought that
say
was
it
the
in the
same thing.
book. No, so the Doom is from the White Council. The Doom
Hmm.
is Morgan following him around and like one step out of line, and
Okay.
you're gone. The shadow. So he says his uncle didn't directly try and kill him. He took out a contract. What? So it doesn't directly say it's his uncle, but it is. I looked into a lot of this stuff. Um, it's not like crazy spoilers. There's nothing. And yeah, so his uncle contacted some crazy demon spirit to like call out a hit on Harry, basically, so that he wasn't the one that killed him. Blah blah
Got
blah blah.
you.
But Harry figures that out. I imagine it's probably gonna be a book, that one, and he manages to kill his uncle before the spirit gets him. And that was technically the self defense. And they were like, yeah, I this is my head canon so far.
Yeah.
There's probably something to it, but this seems too simple to be trying to trick you. This
Okay.
from the first book, it wasn't like twisty
No.
turny. It just explained what went on over those few days for Harry, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
The
and
investigations.
yeah, so and the shadow is like the lingering effects of the spirit chasing him.
Okay.
Because that magic was so powerful, basically. That
Cool.
is never going to go away. He's always going to have that fucking spirit behind him.
Which the crazies can see if they're on 3i.
Yeah. Yeah. So after the murder, the double murder, standard sidetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. After the murder, he goes to meet a prospective new client. Yeah. And turns out, spoilers, turns out client's husband who has gone missing was bad guy all along.
Yeah. There's some really cool parts in the story,
yeah.
and all sort of coming off of the back of Harry as the main character. He's the most fleshed out character by miles, and he interacts mainly with women, other than Morgan and the barkeep.
Yeah, and the barman.
So lots of women in his life. I thought one of the best descriptions of a vampire in any book ever, just how hilarious that was. Going to see the good looking lady, and then she turns into this grotesque bat monster with these dangly, very funny.
The dangly bat titties. Oh yeah, that was,
I wasn't going to go to
about that.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Just because it was like the way to begin with, he's describing this woman and like how stunning, and he's always very nice about women.
Very
he's always very positive.
He's very respectful,
and he's never once said like a woman is anything other than like beautiful in her own way. And then
always describes her
this
strengths.
one. She was like, she is something else. There's something about her so alluring, and she then loses it, turns into a massive bat demon, and it's just very interesting.
He's like, what the fuck? Oh my god!
The descriptions turn quite rapidly. To a point where that's all you can see from then on. So obviously, it talks about like the demons that are in us all, maybe.
Yeah.
When you find out a bit more. Yeah. So some pretty cool main characters.
Yeah. The police chief chick, not chief. The detective chick was cool.
Yeah, she was cool.
I don't like in the series. She's not blonde. From the book, he's got like a bunch of descriptions about her hair, like when she was knocked out, I think, fighting the crazy scorpion thing. Yeah. And he was like, her blonde hair was everywhere, and he was described as a crazy blonde chick, right? And yeah, she's not in the show. Just minor gripe, but she was badass.
Yes, very much badass. She also, though, slightly frustrating, because you'd think that she'd worked with Harry long enough to know that he wasn't an actual suspect, right? So to know what he's actually doing, which sometimes she implies that she does, like when she's talking about the card being on him, she knows that he's like investigating.
Yeah, all the electronics just like dying. But so the thing I would give her the forgiveness on that for is the fact that she is a police officer and she's sworn an oath to do. I saw this Punisher panel on the way home, and it kind of. They swore, and this is about these cops that had Punisher stickers on their car, and he rips them off, and he's like, who the fuck do you think you were talking about? You've sworn an oath to protect the city, follow the laws, blah, 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 blah. She's done that, so she has to follow sort of protocol, and if everything is pointing towards him, and him having the information, or him having the information that is going to lead to the arrest, she's sort of duty bound to do those things.
There's an understanding that they've obviously worked together before. Like after this situation, for example, you'd hope that she'd be like, okay, look, if you can't talk to me, I get that there's a reason. You need to talk to me as soon as you can. And he did. He would have spoke to her sooner had she not got reclused the fuck out. Or potentially.
Again, she did say that she is having like crazy pressure on her even, and like to say to your, how do you say it to your higher ups, your police captain, to then the police commander, even like if she wasn't the lieutenant, it was gonna be like, what? You're waiting for a wizard. like, because it is so set in the real world, and it does follow our laws. I
But
feel like it does. Yeah, I don't know. It
yeah,
does the sort of the character justice to her morals as well. Because if she's like, she's obviously not going to work with him on like every case. It's going to be these odd ones,
yeah,
and he's like, well, okay, sure, but I still got. She was like, don't make me do this. I've got a. All right, you. I told you come talk to me in the morning. You didn't come talk to me, so I had to come do this shit. I gave you your time. You went out of the time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think she was badly. That part was badly written. I think it
No, no.
worked, so it wasn't like an. It was just a little bit frustrating. You know,
Yeah.
when you just like, if you just, oh, when someone
Yeah.
just like that whole situation happened with the scorpion because of that conversation. But that's not flaws in the story or anything like that. It's just how I felt.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like.
fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, I totally get where you're coming from.
yeah.
Absolutely. But
Uh,
I get, I don't know, having just watched a lot of cop stuff, I've seen that dynamic,
yeah.
and it's like, do see the cop's point on this.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh no, no, I
you
do.
as a non-police officer haven't, if they're quite critical of police, because, you know, they are duty bound and honor bound by oath, like, they're technically like knights of the realm, like modern day. If you kind of think about it,
Supposed to be.
yeah. And so,
Um,
if they're going to stick to that oath and stick to their principles in the good way, I'm like, okay, sure. I will give them a pass on that because I'm like, well, okay, yeah, you're being a police officer, especially if it's a murder investigation. You're getting their hearts ripped up,
one
bruv. Yeah.
one thing that I felt was different about this one that I didn't really notice was necessarily missing until now, just thinking back on it. And I think it's because they do have like his home and things like this. But the last book was very much about the location they were in, this amazing city and stuff like this. Whereas this, they're in Chicago. They don't need to spend the
Yeah.
time sort of describing a city that we all can picture in our heads so easily. But it did allow for more time to describe what Harry was really thinking. So
Yeah.
I knew Harry at the end of this a lot more than I knew
Yeah.
any of the characters in the last book. Being
Yeah, for
inside his
sure.
head like that, I thought was really cool and really well written. And there was, you know, I worried to begin with that maybe he was coming off a bit, maybe cringy, a bit like,
Yeah, I can see that.
where's my
I
funny
especially
hat sort of thing.
because the cover has got him in that fucking like long trench coat thing as well. I'm like, where's
Yeah, you
I'm
you
like,
try not to,
where's
but
the katanas? You
yeah,
know?
where you could tell, I've seen you, so many of you at the conventions. Do you know that kind of guy?
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, come on,
but
no. But
he's not
he's
at
not.
all.
He's just got a
No.
big coat. That's
Yeah.
literally it. There's a brilliant,
Oh, and he's
just
got a massive cat.
massive fat cat.
No, like he says, like honestly, he
Oh,
says,
not
I
like
think
fat. It's just massive. Like
yeah,
more
it
like a
was,
lion.
yeah, like it's like knee high. He's like dog size.
Yeah, dog-sized cat. It's got to be magic in there
Cool.
somewhere, right? How do you want to bet it's like actually a person who's been in with this whole time?
It's going to be a god, like some sort of god, for sure,
So
or like Egyptian god.
there is a point where I was worried about my cringe levels, and that was when Harry gets in. So just one of my favorite parts of the book. Harry gets into a bit of trouble because he invites someone over, and then someone turns up at his house. So two girls at the same time. Oh my god, every man's dream.
And,
oh, what's happened? But
and that he has
brilliant.
actually agreed to meet. It was like classic trope because
He didn't mean to.
No, of course, yeah, he forgot.
Was smushed, yeah, and he'd forgotten, and he was saying the whole way, "I've forgotten something. I've forgotten something." Oh, fuck!
Yeah, that trope when played out well was awesome,
and it doesn't actually end up happening because that's what makes it even better. Well, sadly, there's a reason. It turns out one of them's dead.
There's a double reason, right? They got attacked by a demon frog.
Yeah, and that's so well described. And then the fact and I thought, oh god, she's drinking. As soon as he said to drink a potion, I knew she was drinking that love potion.
I was completely forgotten about the love potion.
Yeah, because the minute they mentioned that making one, I was like, how are they going to write this in? This is going to get written in some. And then as soon as he said grab a potion, I was like, oh no! It was a proper Buffy the Vampire Slayer situation. It was straight out of an episode, in the best, campiest, amazing way possible. Not like cringe. Not this is bad. This is incredible writing because there is intense threat while at the same time being so stupid. And that's the thing. He's like, how is this I'm about to die, butt ass naked with soap everywhere, and this chick is trying to have sex with me right now, which would normally be great, but not right now. And then you think she's gonna die, and
it's like,
stuff starts
and
happening.
if he doesn't save her, Morgan's definitely going to say he killed her,
Well,
right?
he did, because he did. He told her to drink 2 potions, even though know that she'd done 1. He was like, drink this one too.
No, I was saying, if she had died because of the frog and Harry survived, Morgan, would have just chopped him.
So very intense.
In a lose situation.
Much like
still managed to win.
I wonder if this is a thing going forward in some of the books we read. It's funny that in the last book we read Tainted Cup. Sorry for spoilers if you don't want to read the Tainted Cup. But it turns out the Tainted Cup was how the murders were done. And this one, it's called Stormfront. And lo and behold, the Stormfront is how the murders were done. I like that as well. They're my 2 favourite things.
I mean, it could quite possibly be a trope for, not I say a trope, it could be a thing for crime books. It's kind of got to be, right? It's got to be like a little... I feel like
I haven't read enough to know.
Having had a look forward at some of the names of the other books, I can see potential. Like it's always going to be an actual relevant plot point. Maybe not the actual murder thing, but it's going to be something. Excuse me, super relevant to the plot.
What was maybe one of your favorite bits? Sorry, again to put you on the
spot. When it comes full circle about names. And cool. How you say them and stuff. Like right at the end,
that was clever. You're
fucking right. The bad guy, Mr. Sales, Mr. Drug Dealer, crazy brand new wizard thinks he knows what he's doing. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up now. I'm gonna summon a demon. Come forth. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, and Harry's like, and earlier in the book, he's set up. There's been a lot of internal like. Talking about names and how names have power, and there's even one point where he comments on Morgan nearly pronouncing his name correctly, because his name is Harry Blackstone Copperfield. One more. Nice. He's got 3 wizard names.
Yeah, Harry Houdini.
Is it Houdini? I don't think it is.
No, Harry is Harry Houdini.
Yeah, but if it's
so that's the 3: Harry, Copperfield, Blackstone, Dresden.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it? Because
I thought there was another one.
Thingy Copperfield, and so he's named after.
Blackstone Copper. Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, and that's because his dad was an actual, and that's such a sweet
stage musician. Yeah.
He was a stage magician, so couldn't do any wizardry.
Yeah, but
as far as we're aware, but was a stage magician and not a very well-paid one.
No,
either. I worked very hard for his son. But so
names have power.
Names are important.
The guy says the demon's name, and Harry's he's in a no way out situation, and the guy gives him the way out by saying the demon's name as part of the ritual, and Harry's like, "You jackass!" Oh man, and just says the demon's name, and is like, "Yeah, like." You're used to me now, Froggy. Get him. Oh, no. He just says his name and doesn't say anything. He's like, no, I don't intend to do anything. Let him do what he wants now. And, and Froggy and Mr. Bad Guy go falling over a balcony into a, floor of, 8 of the Mega Scorpions from earlier.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And there's fire everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all kicking off of that. There's proper, action movie ending.
Yeah, definitely. Proper cool.
But that naming bit is good because, like you said, it's seeded the whole way through. It's important. And the thing is, it's almost like a Oda level thing where it's obvious that it's important, so it doesn't think it's leading to anything as such.
Yeah.
Because it's often used throughout.
It's just, you just think, he's just telling us that it is important. I didn't think so. I was trying to think bigger picture with some of the plot points, whereas almost everything wrapped up, right? Apart from some of the stuff that is definitely going to be prequel books, because there's 20 something books. They can't all be sequels. The newest one sounds really cool because most of these apparently, not on the subreddit. Most of the books take place over like a few days or a weekend, but this one takes place over the course of an entire year. The
Oh
newest one,
wow.
which is pretty sweet. Yeah, so
Because
it's
yeah, this
cool
did
little.
take place just over a few days.
Yeah.
And you sort of mentioned Morgan. That was another character that I found frustrating, just because I was like, it. That I know you're saying about police and stuff like this, but he just didn't have any reason to really believe, other than
Oh yeah.
Harry's a wizard and he's nearby. And he even says, he's like, I will find out how you did this. I have no idea how, because I know you couldn't pull this off. He's like, yeah, I couldn't. I can't do this. Like, it's not something I could. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's
Especially his flip flop at the end.
crazy old guy, right?
Yeah.
But when point was proven to him, he was like, "Okay, fair. I was wrong. Chop.
Yeah.
You're safe." I like the little touch that Harry gave the police officer thingies back. There's like a, here you go. Oh no, didn't he keep them? The handcuffs?
I don't remember.
Because oh no, he gave them back to her. It was one of the two because he comments on saying, "I hope she doesn't notice the completely like perfectly straight cut through the chain links or something." Yeah,
I missed that bit, but there are lots of touches throughout that are really intriguing to this story. And yeah, it's definitely one that I'd recommend people.
Yeah, for sure.
People give a go.
I do feel like you
oh,
could probably pick up like maybe not any of them, maybe not some of the newer ones and just read, but certainly some of the older ones. I don't think you would need to read Stormfront first. Potentially. I feel
we'll read a bit
when
more.
I read the next one,
Yeah,
because
feedback.
he's yeah. I'll let you know.
What? So you obviously, when you first brought up this book, I do want to mention this before the podcast end. You mentioned about the TV series. So the first thing I did when I finished is I was like, I would like to know more about this world. So I went to watch the first episode, and I know it's a product of its times and all this stuff, but where I really was really enjoying the book, if that makes sense, and I wanted more of that. And this isn't that. I think I would say it's inspired by.
Yes,
because I found there's similarities a lot, but there's also a lot of difference.
How much have you watched?
So, well, put it this way: when I hadn't seen anything about it, and I just pictured in my head, who would you play Harry Dresden if you could have anyone play Harry Dresden?
Honestly, I know this. I know the actor that plays him. Not know him, obviously, but
You've watched it. But
I've seen him in other stuff.
Because I can.
Like,
what's his name? The guy with the witch who plays Warhammer. Because that's who I saw.
Oh no. What, Henry Cavill?
Yeah, I just saw Henry Cavill.
No.
You know how Henry Cavill talks? Not necessarily him as a person, just the way he talks.
Nah.
I think it was the cowboy boots. I don't know. I just felt he was like I felt like long hair is important. I know hair is things like this. I just their own take on a character, which is fine. But that's like then a different character to me. Does that make sense?
Okay. Fair.
And then how we were introduced to the spirit in the skull, and he was doing those equations and stuff like that. And I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And I was like, "No, it's not going to be. Is it going to be him?" I know that in later books that might happen.
Yeah, that's the thing, because the series isn't in like book order.
Well, yeah. So that was the next thing I was going to say. I read Stormfront.
That's a weird thing.
And then I watched maybe 25 minutes of the first episode and was like, "Oh, this isn't. I have no idea what this is. This isn't what I read. Maybe it's using bits of it." And then I was like, "No, it's not. No. Okay, I'm gonna skip out." And then you mentioned it again, so I went back on, and I went straight to number 8.
Yeah, which was Stormfront.
Which is not Stormfront.
No. Oh, okay.
So it's called Stormfront, but it's a completely different story about college kids, unless they got mixed up the titles to the streaming sites. But
maybe
it was just called Stormfront, and I was very confused about that. Okay, as well.
Fair. Well, so I quite like that actor, and I see what you mean. I would want to read more and see more of Harry as a character. Like you said, you know him. I feel that a bit, but I want to know a bit more about him. before I can say that. And I like, I can see that actor playing a Harry Dresden type. So for me, maybe not because I haven't read more of the series. I'm not as attached to him as a
Yeah.
character, and having just like because that guy is sort of like just generic looking dude, isn't he?
Yeah, I
But
just
I
don't
see,
get powerful wizard vibes. Does that make sense? I just want to get he is
but
because that's
I
the thing about
don't.
Harry is he is
I
an
also
incredibly
I
powerful
don't
wizard.
get powerful wizard vibes from Harry. Like not
From
like he doesn't project that,
no,
you
but
know.
those who know
Yeah, but
know
that's the thing.
because he
Yeah,
does.
because you're reading it, you're seeing
No,
it in a
no.
different.
So
I,
even
I,
like so he goes into his bar and sorry if this is coming off argumentative because it's not meant to. It's a nice chat,
no,
a debate.
yeah,
So when he goes into like the bar and there's those people seated and he's like, they all know who I am. They all know that my past. They all know that I'm a
yeah,
like a killer,
yeah.
as it were. Even though self defense, but he carries an aura of that. I did not see the guy in the story
Nah, he
in the TV
is.
show killing his
I don't
uncle.
think there's.
I just didn't get that from it.
I don't think there's been a moment for that you've seen in the show.
Okay, it just seemed
Do you know what I
a bit
mean?
more like happy. I don't. I watched
Mm.
another 25 minutes of the
So I
show eight.
watched I've watched episode 1 and 2, and so yeah, I don't think that there's the moment that moment itself when he walks in has gravitas because of the situation. All those guys were at the bar hiding from the craziness that was about to go on,
Yeah.
right? And then Harry walks in, and yeah, you need a scene for that. I think I I I see where you're coming from, but I think that is probably because of those reasons that there hasn't been a scene from the show that requires him to
Yeah,
do that. You know,
maybe if he did, it would be different. I because again,
because
another one that comes to mind is when he comes into the gangster's place and he sort of blows the doors off and he's like,
yeah.
"Fucking give me back my fucking hair," and I just don't see that anger. I don't see that side
So
of the actor. That
the
was
end of episode 1. So episode 1 sets up the Skinwalker as the bad guy, right? Did you get that far?
uh,
So the
oh
Skinwalker
yeah,
is then
the thing. No, was that
he,
episode one? Or was that no, that was episode 8. That's another thing.
okay, so episode 1 has got Raven guys, and a Skinwalker. Skinwalkers were described as ancient beings, crazy powerful, mega, 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 mega. Like, this woman, Skinwalker ripped a woman's skin off while she wasn't in the room.
Yes,
Like,
that was it.
clean
Yeah.
off. And she does it again later on, and then walks in the door and is like, yeah, do you want to keep your skin? You do what I say now. Yeah, because she's after the little boy. And then Harry at the end he's like, nah, squares up to her, faces like one of the final seasons is him squaring up to her, being like, and what? And whilst I don't think it will have quite the gravitas that you want, well, not that you want, that as that moment in the book, he still pulled it off. Like, it was kind of a campy time, 2007, for TV
Yeah.
shows like that. So I think it's got to go for that vibe for the mass audience to try and pull it in. We'd probably just come off of Buffy, Charmed, all that stuff. And they're like,
Yeah, it had that vibe.
we need a dude version. And that's why it only ran for one. I think it only runs for one season.
Oh, okay. I had in my head multiple seasons, like a big thing.
Yeah,
So
I thought so too. But there is, I suppose, if there is only 24 books in each, well, apparently if they're not based on the books,
oh, I didn't get that from it.
then I have no idea. I was going to say a book an episode, but then they would have run out because 2007 he was writing a book a year, so they would only had 7 books to write from. So who knows? Yeah, probably did make up a bunch.
But yeah, I should maybe try one more time and
Oh,
see. Just
I mean, it's not great. It's not. It only got a season. Like,
yeah.
it might have been around writers' strike time as well, maybe. But who knows? Yeah.
But yeah,
It might be some like guilty watching.
but even though I say I'm not really intent on watching it again, I would definitely read more.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
read
for
more.
sure. This feels like it'd be a very, very good palate cleanser book.
Yeah.
I like to call them that, but
No,
I
but
feel
yeah, and
like
in
this
between
one,
some big ones,
yeah, yeah, for
especially like
sure.
I said, that speed, that readability,
Mm.
just getting through it in a couple of nights, like
And even then, knowing that you can just like if you not need to, but if well need to or want to power through to the end, if you want to be taking your time with it, you know that once you get to a bit that is like really cool for you, you can sit and power through a good chunk of it and be like, oh yeah, cool, right now this is a good place to stop. Um,
um,
yeah,
yeah. So
Harry
yeah,
Dresden.
anything else you want to say about the book? Pretty much, I think
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good book.
yeah, it's short, sweet, like because it's a crime book. I know we didn't go into too much detail about in for the last one about like because although we've done spoilers, there are like some things that would be kind of cool to read about, and this
Yeah,
like we haven't gone into loads of stuff, but we don't because there is well sometimes we go through a lot, but you know I feel like the crimey ones it leaves a little bit of mystery if anyone watches, and then
and there's a lot that happens if we were just to talk
yeah
about everything, every point, and that every chapter a new thing occurs, whether it's
yeah
a new charm or it's making potions, whether it's going to meet a vampire, whether whatever's happening, rescuing someone from a falling lift, like there's just constant shit going
yeah
on in this book. But yeah, fully recommend it, and I think
mm,
we'll read more.
yeah
Definitely.
definitely.
So yeah.
Well, we got 23 more to get through. By the time we get through them, there might be number 25. But he did stop doing one a year a while back.
Okay.
There's been like 5 years between 23 and 24, I think.
Well, we have been doing these at the start, but we got quite excited,
Yeah,
and I totally forgot
yeah.
about doing this.
I was going to
The
stop you and say, but we just kind of went into it, and the flow
the
was there.
next book, Stephen, is a
I'm very excited for.
big book. It's a big series. It's a girthy boy,
Go on, Joe.
and it's a big.
Give it to me. Give me all
big
that
book.
girth.
So it's called Empire of Silence, and it's by Christopher Riccio.
Yeah, look, I got it downloaded already. I think I do anyway.
And yeah, so it's part of the Sun Eater book series, and very heavy
no idea.
sci-fi
Not pronouncing
fantasy. Right, it's harder. So it's really, really heavy.
Yeah, no, don't want to do it. I was going to try, but
It's not like super realism like The Martian or something like that, like heavy science in that respect, but heavy science is in detail, I think, and in descriptions. And people have described it as like a fantasy book set in space.
yeah,
If that makes sense. So I
it's
think
funny.
that's quite cool.
A few days ago, it popped up on my Reddit. Well, not this book. Someone talking about number 3, book 3 on one of the fantasy book subreddits. Someone, and it was. I didn't read too much of it, but it just the first line. Like, I don't know. I think they said that I've read something like I've read a lot, but I don't know. I feel like this might be one of, if not the best series I've ever read. So, and I saw similar sentiment in the comments. I was, oh damn! Like,
What I think this
Go on,
could
Joe.
be to you,
Let's
and
go.
I hope it is you know how because the way that the book's described is from the point of view of the future, from someone almost like writing their story.
Yeah,
That's what it says. And so that really reminded me of your Robin
Fitz.
Hood books,
Yeah.
Fitz, yeah. And
Which we're going back to.
I think that's your like in my mindset. That's your like Elden Ring, if you not Elden Ring.
Okay, no, I get what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? That's your like Earth fantasy. So Elden Ring's too dark. That's your Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
No, that's too much fantasy. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get you. I get
Is
you.
your Mass Effect. That's
Okay.
what I want it to
Yeah.
be. You know what I mean? So things that you love equally, but because they're, and that's what I really hope I can bring into your life is something new like
This does seem like it's going to be a crazy space opera.
Yeah, but
You know?
not like a Star Wars space opera.
No,
I don't think.
no,
Like a
but
operatic space opera.
like I'm talking more like honestly, from the description you gave me, I said to you, this sounds like the World War Hulk and Planet Hulk series, but without the Hulk.
Yeah,
From that brief bit of it, like
I think we're gonna get maybe like Dune vibes from it a bit as well.
I haven't looked at no more apart from that. What you told me to start with.
That's the next book, everyone. This is going to take us a while. I think it's 600 plus pages.
I was going to say
the first
something.
time I've done this.
Yeah, no, good man. I am so proud of you.
I've kept them short and sweet, and this is not. So I don't think it'll be very sweet either, but we'll find out. And you will find out too next time you listen to us at the Beyond Worlds Book Club.
Yes. Book Club, Beyond Worlds Edition, Book Club.
Let us know what you thought about this episode down in those comments. If you thought it was rubbish, if you thought it was great, if you thought it was a waste of your time. Do let us know.
But you made it this far. Shame on you. You're still here.
Until next time, I've been John Joe.
And I'm Stephen.
And thank you for joining us.
In Chicago with Harry.